All available experts, please report to room A9.
Hello guys, Exto here, and welcome to word encryption. This is what the module will look like. You'll have these rotors and a keypad, a word on the screen which we could be encoding, as the name would suggest. How we're going to encode this is sort of an iterative Caesar cipher, where we're going to figure out an offset value, which is basically the first value we're going to shift it by, and the variation value, which is how much we're going to change that shift by. And do note, the offset value is accumulative, which means deleting a letter doesn't mean it gets rid of, it doesn't go backwards with the variation value. So if you type a letter and then you mistype, when you backspace it, you have to go forwards anyway. So you then go one further step forwards than if you got it all right in the first place. So first, let's figure out our initial offset by using this Venn diagram. So the block line is asking if we have a stereo RCA or PS2. We do have one of those. We have this one. We don't have a D-type battery. We don't have an AA type battery. We didn't actually have any batteries. But the serial number does contain a vowel. So we're going to go into the sections with the block line and the dot dash line, which is going to be here, which gives us our initial offset of -4. That means our first letter will be shifted by -4. Let's to figure out our variation value, which involves the indicators. We shall find the indicators present on the bottom. And here's multiple indicators. Variation value is the sum of these values, but do not sum indicators from the same group. So if you had S&D and CAR, both wouldn't apply, only one of them would, and we actually have a case of that here. We have S&D and CLR, which both represent group A, and we have Bob, which refers to group D. +1, -2, our variation is going to be -1. So now we're ready to encode this word. I've got Crypto open to make this process a little bit quicker and make sure I actually do it right. But this is probably pretty easily done without Crypto, because it is only Caesar ciphering by probably a small amount. So our word is winter, and we're starting out with -4. So our first letter is going to be S. We then go by our shifts, which is -1, because of this. So we're going to go to 5, and the second letter is D. -6, H. -7, M. -8, W. And -9, I. And if we've done this right, when we press the enter button, we get our module. Let's do another example. So, there's a reason I don't do bombs because it is very heavily edgewise basis, depending on what you get. So initial offset again, stereo RCA PS2. This time we do have an RCA, so that one's true again. We do have a D-type battery. We do have an AA type battery, as we see here, and the serial number does contain a vowel. So we actually have all of them apply. So we're looking in the middle here at -6. Now, our variation value, we only have one indicator this time. So we don't do any adding or subtracting. We just know that our variation is +2. In the case of having no indicators, use the bottom row here. So now that we've been encoding the word flower, starting with -6 and going +2 each time. Flower, starting at -6. So say the first letter is Z, but we mistype it as Y. When we press backspace, we then have to go forwards anyway. So now our first letter is actually going to be -4 because we messed up. So it's going to be B, /2, J, /2, O, /2, Y, /2, I, /2, X. And if we've done this right, we get another submodule. So you can see there, if you mistype, you then have to go forwards for the next letter because it's iterative and doesn't, as it puts it, it doesn't retrocede what you just did if you delete a letter. So be careful of that. But anyway, that was word encryption. Hopefully that makes sense. Actually, one more thing. You can reset the offset value by using the backspace button until all the gears on the right rotate together. In that case, the offset will reset back to its original value. But anyway, I think that's everything I need to cover. So that was word encryption. Hopefully this tutorial made this module a little bit easier to understand. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. I'll see you later.